On today's Domain Sherpa review, we look at Adam Dicker's portfolio, including the good, the bad, and his recent purchases. We use a new domain intelligence tool to dig a little deeper and find some surprising results. You're not going to want to miss this show. Then we discuss names going to auction on namejet.com soon, including a numeric, a 3-letter, a first name, and some great brandables, and much more. Stay tuned. I have 3 sponsor messages before we get into today's show. First, if you have a great domain name and nothing to show when people visit, you're missing out on potential advertising revenue, leads, and partnership opportunities. NicheWebsites.com can build you a site quickly with a price option to suit any need. But as their tagline says, they don't just build websites, they build businesses. NicheWebsites.com. Second, if you're buying or selling a domain name or portfolio and you want an estimate of its value, Estabot.com is the place to go. Just like you'd visit Zillow.com to get an estimate of a house value, Estabot.com provides key information about the most important statistics so you can make an informed decision based on data. Finally, whether you're buying, selling, brokering, or financing a domain name, you need an escrow company that's properly licensed, bonded, insured, and audited. That company is escrow.com, and they've been doing it since 1999. Escrow.com. It's about trust. Hey everyone, I'm Michael Cyger, publisher of DomainSherpa.com, and this is the Domain Sherpa Review. This is the show where we get into the minds of successful domain name investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics. We have 3 sections to the review: an investor-submitted domain name portfolio to discuss and value, a marketplace list from namejet.com. We're going to wrap it up with a couple questions from the audience. Joining us today on the Domain Sherpa Review are 3 past Sherpas and thought leaders. In order from left to right, we have Adam Dicker, CEO of dnforum.com and nichewebsites.com, the company that will help you build, rank, and update your business website. Andrew Rosener, CEO of the domain name brokerage firm MediaOptions.com. And Shane Cultra, publisher of the blog DomainShane.com and owner of the Country Arbors Nursery in Illinois, which I'm going to visit one of these days. Sherpas, welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
And Shane, we were discussing just before I hit the record button, you are literally in a supply closet at the nursery today.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding here. This used to be my bedroom when I first joined, and I couldn't find a place. I literally slept in this room behind me.
And are those real plants up on the shelf behind you?
No, those aren't even, that's what's ironic. They're not even real plants.
That's
this beautiful
funny.
facade is this the Domain Sherpa
I'm
studio.
like, those things look healthy. All right. This is the second of 3 Domain Sherpa Reviews shows where we're going to eat our own dog food. You guys wanted to know what the Sherpas have in their portfolio. We're answering that question by reviewing the Sherpas' own domain names, the good, the bad, and their most recent purchases. On that note, we're going to jump right into the first section of the show. In the domain portfolio review, we take user-submitted domain name portfolios and provide honest and constructive feedback to the owners. Today, we're going to be reviewing the portfolio of Adam Dicker, a regular Sherpa, and who's been on the Domain Sherpa show as an interviewee multiple times, currently holding the number 1 and number 2 rated shows on how to sell domain names. If you haven't seen those, scroll down on the right-hand side, look for Adam's face and how to sell a domain name. Great shows to watch. If you're watching this show on YouTube, click on the link below in the description to see the list of domain names that are listed on DomainSherpa.com. Adam, as part of your Domain Sherpa review, I have made a donation on your behalf to Domain Sherpa's charity of choice, the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, which is working hard to help us all find a cure for cancer. So thanks for being a part of the show, Adam.
Thank you.
And that's the last thing that you get to say.
I'm going to mute myself now, and I'll just scream at the camera while I'm muted.
Yeah, I just have a question. Was there a reason why you did this when you introduced Adam?
So what are you doing right there, Drew, for those that are only listening and not watching?
What did you do? What was it?
I don't know. I don't know what I did. I went like this, like
It was
with
this.
my
It was-
hands.
This. He said,
All right, here's how this section of the show is going to work. Drew and Shane will review Adam's portfolio without any input from Adam. After Drew and Shane are done with each section, the best, the worst, the most recent, Adam will get a rebuttal opportunity, but not before I flip the camera and we take a look at a new tool that's out on the market called Domain IQ at DomainIQ.com, because it's full of wonderful things to discover. Then, after Adam shares his thoughts, I'm going to ask the entire Sherpa panel for a general consensus on that list. You know, what do they think of it? Do they want to make any offers on any of the domain names? Do they want to swap any of their own domain names? You know, and what we as investors can learn and take away from that list. So we're going to start with Drew and then go to Shane. The list, we're going to start with the most valuable portion of Adam's list. And let's see here. The list starts with Canadians.com and it ends with Witchcraft.com. So, Drew, what do you like on Adam's list and why?
Okay, so I'm gonna pick out a few here that that stood out to me. I think it was a tough call. I think my favorite name on the list was probably between Planets.com and Witchcraft.com. They're both phenomenal brands. I'm not exactly sure which one I'd take over the other one, but I think I'm leaning towards Witchcraft just because, Witchcraft, it's a phenomenal brand, and I have an inkling for old domains, and I noticed that it has a 1991 registration date, and that's old. That makes it in one of the top 5,000 registrations ever, probably. So. I like that name a lot. Like I said, Planets.com I liked a lot. And
so you said you liked them because they are good brands. What kind of
one-word brands? These are things you can't buy anymore unless you're really going to pull your wallet out. A name like Planets.com, I imagine that name got pretty solid traffic as well. Witchcraft. I mean, it just.
Now, here's the thing. Most newer domain investors would say, planets, what am I going to do? Sell like a solar system on there or witchcraft? It's witchcraft. But what you're saying is you got to look beyond what people will immediately see as a potential product and think of it like a brand.
Like we talked about, with oregano.com. Nobody's going to open up an online store and sell oregano. It's a brand. And, although Planets.com, I mean, look, the solar system is a big, quite literally and metaphorically, it's a big thing. I mean, you could build a very robust informational portal about the planets. There's so much information out there, and you could drive a lot of traffic. And, if you go to space.com, for instance, I negotiated to buy that domain for a client, and the price was in excess of $10 million.
Wow!
And that didn't include the website. So,
what can you see going? What companies can you see, or what industries can you see wanting to purchase a brand like Planets.com or Witchcraft.com?
Well, I think Witchcraft.com would make an amazing digital agency name. There's such a mysterious element around SEM and SEO, and I think that Witchcraft.com would just be an absolutely lights out brand for an SEO company to say, to kind of just it's sort of a tongue in cheek, playful brand. I love it. I think it's a great brand. Planets.com, a little bit tougher, but still, I mean, it could be. You could be selling telescopes. You could be selling, could be an electronics brand. I mean, it could, really, it can be, it's pretty limitless,
Okay.
And then the last one that I well, not the last one, but my third favorite name on the list was Voice over IP. That's just, it's becoming the standard in telecommunications now. And, people searching for, whether it's residential or business VoIP services, that's big business. That's a big lead gen market. There's a lot of money to be made in there. It's got a $16 CPC. It's got healthy search volume. I think that's it's kind of the opposite of the other names. The other ones are like, you have to get creative and think about, okay, what's this going to be? Voiceoverip.com, it's a spot on exact match keyword domain that, if you're an SEO, in that lead gen space, you want to own that name. So I think it, very valuable name.
What do you think about the Estabot retail values? Planets 263,000, Witchcraft 201,000. Are those order of magnitude correct, or do you think they're over?
Yeah, I mean, order of magnitude, probably.
Somewhere in that magnitude. So maybe 500,000, maybe 700 for the right buyer.
Yeah.
Could they go over $1 million?
I mean, look, what was it? Dodo sold for $1 million. I mean, in the right circumstances, any premium domain. These are tier 1 names.
Yep.
So, basically it's, look, these names have very high value, and in the right circumstances, they can sell for whatever they can sell for.
Yeah.
But I think they're underpinned with a solid 6-figure value, and
all right,
any given Sunday.
Hey Shane, let's go over to you. What are your favorite domains on Adam's most valuable top 10 portfolio?
Well, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Drew kind of stole my thunder there. I really liked. I loved Witchcraft. I think it's where our industry is moving when it comes to a lot of money. It's these short names that don't have anything to do with the product behind them is big money, and it's like Drew said, that's exactly where everything is going right now. You can see the difference between the two portfolios in the fact that Drew was very liquid names that you're going to sell quickly, you can sell easily, and then Adams is a little bit more thought as far as building a brand and building a website behind them. So, names like Housekeepers, huge name. I mean, we all have housekeepers, right? So, no, but a lot of people.
I don't.
I don't either. but it is a huge market. We all know it's a huge market, and for someone that's a big brand.
Although I will say, my wife, I think, would say that she has a housekeeper.
Yeah. No, my wife constantly asks us if I think we have one. So, that's a difference. But
all right, so you like Witchcraft.
I love Witchcraft.
And you like Housekeepers? Would you say that's your number 2?
I would probably say Canadians probably has the most value. We all know who could want that name. There's a hockey team that's got a similar name to it.
I didn't know that.
Montreal Canadiens?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
No, there's another name that I think is a special name. I don't know that the value is there, but Down syndrome is special to somebody. I agree with Adam that the reason it's there is because that probably has more meaning to some people than any dollar can put on. So from a true use, that's a very, very important name, and I think that obviously he plans for someone to go to someone that's actually going to use that. The rest of them, planets are nice, but here's the thing that I tell people: when you go to plural, to me it takes a little bit off the value when it comes to a brand, because Witchcrafts would not be nearly as good as Witchcraft, and I don't think Planets is as good as Planet. So that S, to me, knocks the value down a little bit. Still a good brand, but when it becomes plural, to me, it's not as good. Because Horse is good, Horses is not as good. But all good name. Mistress is fine. I think it's a great name. I think it's a fun name. I think as a guy, you'd rather go to Ashley Madison than go to Mistress. I think it hides it a little better. But I do think that's a fantastic name. But to me, I'd go Witchcraft number 1. Probably voice over IP is probably the second one. But I think Canadians has a lot. But we Americans just don't get the whole Canadian thing. Drew's got half his portfolio, it looks like, in .ca. I don't know anything about that.
Adam does. Yeah.
Or Adam, yeah. Adam.
VoiceOverIP.com. What do you think is a good retail price for that one, Shane?
Well, I would think that's a couple $100,000 in this business. Everything's going to be voice, VoIP. It's everything is going to be the hard lines. We're just not going to see it quite the same. Internet's going to run everything. So I think that's only getting more valuable with time. Witchcraft, 6-figure name as well. I think Mistress, the adult names never surprise me on how much they go for. There's a lot of money in the adult industry, and they're not afraid to throw it around on a good domain, as we know from porno.com.
Yeah, definitely.
So, great name, a little different than what Drew had up there, but I guarantee Adam had to spend some time picking his top 10 versus me, which took 3 seconds.
Well, we'll ask him, but not yet, Adam. So any offers that you or Drew want to make to Adam for any of these domains? I know you're eyeballing him saying, oh, yeah. What if I just offered Adam $50K for Witchcraft? Maybe he'd take it right now. Anything?
That's Drew's market.
Guys? I know you want it, Drew.
Yeah.
All right, think about it. What I'm going to do is...
That's right there. I think that's the liquid value is probably in that range. If you have to immediately say no, it's too high, and if you immediately say yes, it's too low. So I think we're right in the middle.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's spot on. I think that, at wholesale, I think that's probably 40, 50 grand is exactly right. But I already know Adam's not going to accept that, so.
Come on, he might. Look, the domain is for sale. It's listed on Afternic. Should we see what his asking price is?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's like 30K. Oh no, it's just for sale. There's no
not that stupid.
All right, so if I go in to DomainIQ.com and I type in one of his domain names, which I typed in Witchcraft, and then I go over here to filter, I can take a look at appraised value, and I want to see the top 8 that Estabot thinks are worth over $100,000. Let's see how they match up. Avatars. Did you just sell that one, Adam, at an auction?
It didn't go.
Oh, it didn't go. So you still own it, Adam?
He can't talk. He just has to shake his head.
Down syndrome, Mistress, Newfoundland, Planets, Racism. It's valued by Estabot at $210,000.
I love Worm. Is that Worm?
Yeah.
$100,000.
Worm's a great name.
I'd have had Worm up there.
Let me go down and look at the 50 to 100,000 as well, because sometimes adult school. I'd like to go to adult school.
Look at that! Look at the assholes.
Yeah, there's what Adam thinks of that. Canadians, DNF for I believe his DN Forum. DN Forum, Fire Prevention, Giraffes, SEOforum.com, and Voice over IP. It's funny, only .coms are listed in the most expensive. Shocking, guys?
No.
All right, so the most valuable ones are right there. They match pretty well with what Adam has listed here, except tissue banking and reputation repair. Those weren't in the over 50,000.
Well, reputation repair is obviously close to his heart. That's what he does as a business. So obviously to him, it is one of the most valuable.
Yeah. All right. Adam Dicker, let's unmute your mic, and this is your rebuttal opportunity. What did we say that you disagree with? What did we say that you agreed with?
I have to say that both Drew and Shane were very kind in their appraisals and for the most part, accurate. What's interesting about all of these names, not one of them did I buy. All these were bought off end users. So that's
Really?
Interesting to note. I did have a hard time separating it. For some reason, Domain IQ shows I've got like 4,400 domains instead of 30,000, so it's missing quite a few.
Yeah.
And there is obviously avatars and the worm. There were some I just couldn't go through and pick them all. Canadians is a good one. Down syndrome I bought because a buddy of mine, his son had Down syndrome. I bought it off a doctor who specialized in Down syndrome, and I've already erected a community a couple times on there for kids with Down syndrome, and it took off like crazy. So I'm going to be putting that back up shortly. The rest of them, I agree with some domains, like Shane said, some are better with the S and some are better without the S. So it works both ways.
So I know that Drew would generally agree with Shane's statement that without the S, is a better brand. Do you not agree with that in all cases, Adam?
No, I just said I do agree with. Oh no, I don't agree with it in all cases. No, like even Shane said, horse is not as good as horses. I mean, there's
no.
a
Shane
lot
said horse was better than horses.
The opposite.
Well,
Once you put an S on it, you're selling that product.
But there's some where it is actually better with the S.
Yeah, but I think that was a good point. I think exactly if you're looking to do e-commerce like for the aforementioned product, then I think with the S is the better name. I mean, if you're going to sell, for instance, right now we've got a client that we're going to help him sell giftbasket.com, and I think everybody's going to agree that giftbaskets.com is a better domain than giftbasket.com. One's a 7-figure name and one's a 6-figure name. And with the S is better in that case.
It's the same with flowers.com. I think
exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Flower.com is a great domain, but if you're going to sell flowers online, flowers.com is the better.
Yeah, if you're only going to get your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or partner at flower.com, you better get them multiple flowers instead of just one.
Yeah.
Or I know where they're going to plant it.
And once you put the S on it, you have to sell that product.
Flower.com is a better name.
So the only thing that I do disagree with, and it's not so much because it's my baby, but reputation repair, first of all, Esteban screwed it up. I don't know how, but it says there's no advertisers. When you put it into Google, there's like 10 or 12. It's full. So obviously that appraisal is off.
It came in $530. I couldn't understand it either. I thought maybe I was parsing it wrong. What do you think the retail value of reputationrepair.com is, Adam?
I won't even talk about it. I'll let the other guys do it because I'm not evaluating, but I would say that going forward and now, it's one of the most important topics online because anybody that posts a picture, anybody that has a review, anybody that has anything needs some reputation repair done online. And I've got online reputation repair, business reputation repair, corporate reputation repair, and personal reputation, and a bunch of others. So it's a package. I think it's going to go for a lot. It's going to be probably one of the higher selling names on this list when I'm ever ready to move it, but it's going to be a while.
Well, and it'll be a business at that point. It won't be a domain name.
No, and it already is. Tissue banking also it's like cord blood banking, which Drew was talking about. There's tissue banking, there's placenta banking. There's a whole industry, and it's a huge money-making industry. So that's why that's there. I could have easily put in worm or avatars or something else. I think voice over IP and witchcraft, the guys were pretty bang on. The funny thing is, no matter how many domains you have, you remember what you paid for everything. So I know I paid about $30,000 for witchcraft because I wanted it at the time, and it's a huge traffic informational portal when I put it up, and it's one of those things that people are curious about, and it just gets all kind people. The biggest thing that people buy is love spells. They want to buy those and they get rich spells, but the biggest thing right now is online psychic stuff. There's an affiliate program out there that pays $150 per lead for online psychic leads, and it's huge. It's huge revenue. So I've got a couple other sites I'm working on with that, but it's there because it's got potential. As long as people are curious about something, it gets traffic.
So you might actually develop that, or it might be developed, and you might looking at other revenue opportunities instead of using it like a brand.
Well, I don't plan on. I mean, the gut plan is not to really sell any of these. The gut plan is to build them all out into businesses, and that's where I'm headed with it. With this and with WebCorp, which is a new company I started, that basically brings in people. I'll offer somebody 20% of their revenue to develop out and build witchcraft into a business, and they don't have to put in any money or anything like that. So that's the kind of stuff I'm doing now because I don't have time to build out 30,000 websites.
Yeah. And
I purposely didn't put any CAs on here, but obviously I've got some extremely high-end CAs, including quite a few two-letter.cas and some which I've already sold. I just wanted to keep it. We already saw the acronyms from Drew, so I wanted to narrow it down to brand name stuff. That was just what I was thinking.
All right, so let's switch over to the least valuable portfolio. So these are the 10 names that Adam identified were the least valuable in his portfolio. They are all 4 letters. They all start with Z, which is big number on Scrabble. ZCFB.com, and it ends in ZVIV.com. Hey, Drew, what do you think about Adam's least valuable portfolio here? Quick break from 3 sponsors of today's show. First, are you tired of being upsold and cross-sold when you buy or renew a domain? Then try the newest registrar being built from the ground up with a beautiful interface, competitive pricing, and 24/7 support. Uniregistry.com will surprise and delight you. The right domain can change your life. Uniregistry.com. Second, investing in Chinese domains is crazy hard without expert native language advice. Now, as a service to the Western domainer community, TLD Registry offers ChineseLandRush.com. Using ChineseLandRush.com will help you invest in Chinese domains with confidence and without knowing a word of Chinese. Finally, if you're buying a domain name from a private party and want to know what else they own, DomainIQ.com is the tool you should be using. View their entire portfolio, filter by Estabot value, and be a better investor. $49.95 for 250 queries per month. Visit DomainIQ.com/portfolio to learn more. So these are the 10 names that Adam identified were the least valuable in his portfolio. They are all 4 letters. They all start with Z, which is big number on Scrabble. ZCFB.com, and it ends in ZVIV.com. Hey, Drew, what do you think about Adam's least valuable portfolio here? Did he nail it?
Sorry, what was the last? What did you say?
Did he nail it, or would you actually keep these?
Well, no, I mean, I would definitely keep these. I mean, or I certainly wouldn't let them drop, let's say that. I mean, all 4letter.coms at this point in time have value. I mean, these are clearly not exceptional 4letter.coms, although only a couple of them have more than one bad letter. I mean, they all start with Z, which is tough. I mean, unless you're selling a product in Zimbabwe, there's not a ton of use cases for something starting with Z. But at the same time, I mean, Adam threw these up on his DN forum. I can imagine that, look, nobody's going to retire off of these names, but, they have liquid value. And so, in my opinion, as you can see from my portfolio, like I value liquidity and I value, scarcity. And 4letter.coms have both liquidity and scarcity. Certainly much less than 3letter.coms or anything else, but still, people are now already investing in 5letter.com. So, look, even if it was $50 or it's $100, these names are worth more than reg fee, and they're liquid at that, whether it's 50 or 100 or 2. I don't know exactly what the market is right now, but they have liquid value. So for me, I probably would disagree. I don't think these probably are his worst.
All right.
Domain.
Well, we're going to dig into his portfolio with Domain IQ and find what his worst portfolio is. Shane, what is the liquid value on 4letter.coms? If Adam were to list these on DN Forum or on NameJet, what do you think they would sell for?
Yeah, I think the bottom now is probably $35, maybe up to $50. Z's not as bad as it used to be. There's a lot of foreign language people coming in getting Z's and Q's, and they're definitely not as worst. I too use Domain IQ, and be careful going on 2015 registration. There's
something a little funny there.
I saw selfie stick selfie. I'm going to go with that being less than these 4letter.coms. And there's some other ones. Obviously, you'll see, but you know how Adam is. He's probably registered 40 names while we're sitting here talking about things. So I'm pretty sure there's something of less value in the last 5 minutes than those 4.
Right. Well, and I'm going to ask Adam about that because he does do that. He'll be like, oh, Shane just said something brilliant. I'm going to go register it. And he does it. He'll get the CA or something. And I'm like, if I did that, I'd end up with 100,000 domain names that nobody ever contacts me for. So, yeah.
Well, like the gay marriage thing. I think he registered every single gay marriage domain that you could think of in the last month. So, and he knows what he's doing.
Clearly, but I don't. So let's go in and take a look at Domain IQ.
There's some bad ones in there.
I want to see what Adam's worst domains are. So let's see here. Let's start with character count. I'm going to scroll way down here to he's got a 48 character domain name. I got to see what this is. Northwest Territories Business Reputation Management.com. Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Is that one to keep?
That's awful.
It's a mouthful. It's reputation management, which is Adam's wheelhouse.
I mean,
SEO name
look,
all the way.
it's not a great domain, but at the same time, that's very super specific keyword, without looking it up, probably has like a, 30, 40, 50, maybe even $100 CPC. So, that one guy who is doing reputation management in that area,
Yeah.
he might pay you some money for that name.
Well,
That
that
is
probably is
a
Adam.
name, though.
He's
That
probably
is
going to tell us like he
That
gets.
has never been typed
tens-
in. Nobody has ever typed that in ever except to register.
No, but for SEM, if you're buying traffic on Google and somebody in that area is looking for those keywords, and you've got the bang on spot match, then you're gonna get a better click through rate.
All right.
But do you agree with me?
But
Only
it
one
won't even
person has
show
ever
it in the
typed
Google AdWords. It's too long. All right, we'll find out from Adam. Let me look at this 46 character one. Prince Edward Island business reputation management. Okay, so he's going for another one. We'll ask him about those. Okay, let's
There's a theme, man.
let's see. I'm gonna look up what Adam owns. Okay, so clearly he's got a lot of CAs, and Domain IQ isn't getting all of them because Adam said he owns more than that. But he's got
I can't believe he's only got 10 net and orgs.
he's got 3 Mobies. Let's look at these. Oh, but they're all DN for him. I thought he was gonna have like flowers.
Go to the .nets while you're
Go to the
just see
.nets.
what .net.
He's got 14 .nets listed. Let's go take a look. 96123. That sounds like it's around me. It's like California or Oregon or something. AdamDicker.net.
Yeah, see, some of them are plays on his .com.
Exorcisms.net. Fishy.net.
This tool is scary.
This tool is... All right, I want to see what .info he's got.
Well, he's got one.
He's got 6dprinter.info. He's going major
Going 50
D's
years
here.
to the future.
That thing prints out farts.
All right. Adam Dicker, this is your rebuttal opportunity.
All right, so thanks for that. We will have to go through this stuff and see. Okay, so Northwestern Business Rep Repair and Prince Edward Island Business Rep Repair. What I did with that was I also registered the short forms. So I did PEI, Business Reputation Repair, and I did the long forms so nobody could swipe them. But clearly they're stupid registrations. I mean, the guys are right.
I was expecting you to say it only gets 10 searches per month, but it's like $1,000 cost per click, and I own it or something like that.
I don't have any idea what it gets, and I really could care less. It'll be one of those to filter through now that I have this tool. I wish I had it before I chose my best and worst 10, but it's been kind of fun.
You're a good sport, Adam.
.net is an old domain name. The reason I had it is 96123.cn or something. I forget what it was, or .com was a phone card site in China, and it used to get crap loads of traffic, and I used to make like $7-8 a click on it. So that one I've kept for a while. Planets.net, if you take a look at it, it's the educational version of planets.com. It's really good.
I'll take a look.
And then I will do a quick cut. Let me take a quick look back to the list that they looked at and see. So I only put these up because when you got that many domain names, you don't really know where to even begin. I've got about 35. I've always had about 3,500 four-letter.coms, and one of the guys said I'd love to see his full list. Buddy, feel free to email me if you want it. Adam@dcg.com. These ones I just picked because they were Zeds, and I didn't know really what the first. I mean, there's a lot more that's worse than this. No question about it. That should be dropped, and I agree. This says worst list we have. It doesn't say we're going to drop them, Drew. So I don't have any intention of dropping them. I've sold lots of four-letter.coms, and usually I don't sell them for less than 3 to 5K, no matter what the letters are.
Really?
Okay. Some I've sold for a lot more. So
people shouldn't email you and offer you $50 for each for these domains. You're looking for 1,000.
I wouldn't look at it under 1,500. That's for sure. So.
All right.
There's no point. I've had them this long. They've made me a boatload of money, and I just filtered up. What I did was I've had them for over 10 years, pretty much. So I looked at the list before, as Shane knows. I looked at what's had offers in the last 10 years and what hasn't, and then I decided just to drop them all because I was spending a lot of money in traffic.
Yeah.
That was in revenue. Sorry, that was about it.
All right.
I mean, it's funny when you look at your own crap. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah. You registered that. Look at your own crap.com. I saw that.
I did? Really?
All right. We're going to go to the last 10 registered portfolio. So Adam chose the last 10 domain names leading up to December 31st, January 1st, 2015. So the last 10 that he registered in the year. It starts with something that I thought he was just typing in letters. It turns out it's an actual word. Curved Phablet. 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 And the list ends with WyomingDivorces.com. Drew, do you know what a curved phablet is?
Well, I mean, I can use my imagination and figure it out.
It's not that. If you're thinking that, it's not that.
What's that?
It's not what you're thinking. So, I'll tell you. It's a tablet and a phone together, and it's got a curved edge. I don't know why. Adam will tell us later. So, what do you think of these last 10 registered?
Well, I mean, look, they're not terrible. You know, they're very niche names, which, you know, Adam, like a lot of these different, you know, development or lead gen, Wyoming Divorces, Montana Divorces, you know, these, you know, the WP4theme.club, WP4plugin.com. I mean, you know, yeah, okay, you're going to develop it. You know, it's got some value. You know, they're very specific. These are very specific names. You know, Idaho Divorces, though. I mean, look, if you're a divorce attorney, I guess there's no way you registered those, so I guess you bought them. And you know, if you're a divorce attorney in Idaho, owning IdahoDivorces.com is you know, like a hell of a leg up. So, you know, great names. I mean, I'm sure that somebody would pay $5-10 for those names all day.
Yeah. All right, Shane, let's go over to you. What do you think of Adam's last 10 registered or purchased?
Yeah, well, first of all, I know what a phablet is because it's like an iPhone 6. It's bigger than a regular phone and it's smaller than a tablet. And I have to admit, I've seen these phones
Only
with
the
a
iPhone
curved
6
side.
Plus would be a phablet.
Oh yeah, well, and this curved side, I don't remember which phone, but it has this edge to it that's got all this data running down it. It looks amazing. It really is pretty awesome. I don't know if the domain's any good, but I can see where he's headed on that. And I can see where he's headed on all these register. And like we joked earlier, Adam likes to register domains, and if he sells one, it pays for all the rest of them. And you know, Chicago for life.
Where's he heading on that one? I didn't get that one.
Yeah, I don't get that one. But custom infographics are all over the net, and that's how people, you know, get traffic. And the divorces make sense. Everybody's getting divorced. The club name, boy, that I don't know if maybe he's got a 10-year playback on that one or payment program, but that one I don't quite understand. But the rest of them, I see where he's headed. You know, is he going to make a fortune off them? No, but he knows what he's doing, and he'll sell one of these to pay for the rest of them, and then take it from there.
Yeah. All right, let's flip over to Domain IQ real fast here, because I want to make sure that Adam was actually, you know, giving us the right list.
Be careful. Take it slow. I think that's on the domain.
No, it's actually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to registration year. I'm going to click 2014. I just found some funny ones that I wanted to share.
Yeah, don't go to 15.
Because there's an important one right here that I can't wait for it to come out. Adam.webcam. That
I like
one
Adam's furniture, too. It's like the IKEA of Canada.
No, I think the best one is AdamsTool.com.
Adam's Tool. What is Adam's Tool, I wonder? Is it like
you don't want to
hammer?
ask that question.
All right. And let's see here. There was another one. So he's got a whole bunch
But
of...
I do like adult bobblehead.
He likes his bobbleheads. Yeah. Lots of bobbleheads. You know, there's one here that I thought was a great new top-level domain. It was baddomains.exposed.
Yeah.
That one.
That could be a whole new show.
It could be. I think it's going to be a new DomainSherpa series. All right.
Well, I think by looking at, though, you see that Adam, you know, he puts his domains where his mouth is. He says he doesn't like info. He doesn't have but one info out of 30,000.
That's true.
He says, I'm playing around with the new extensions. He's certainly playing around with the new extensions. So,
playing around with Adam's Tool, too.
Yeah, with Adam's Tool.
All right, Adam, what is your tool of choice?
So, okay, so years ago when I started out, I had my web team develop out something, and they called it Adam's Tool. So I figured, okay, fine, I'll register adamstool.com. I don't know why it's showing that I got it recently. I've had it a huge amount of time. Maybe it drops and I just hit re-register. I don't know what happened, but that's what the story behind Adam's Tool.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, these guys are they're being pretty kind. So Curve Phablet. Phablet is definitely a new type of phone and tablet, as you and Shane mentioned. So I think it's a product that's going to be good. I think I paid for that. I think I got it for $60 on NameJet.
So you're looking for that one long term. It might be an industry that takes off. It could be something, that gets legs and can, grows to be this enormous sector in tablet phones.
Yeah, I mean, so just to keep with what Shane said, I mean, I'm not looking for any short-term flips when I purchase. I'm not looking to buy them and broker them. I'm not even looking for sales. If sales come my way on some of these, like on some of them I'll obviously do a lot of outbound marketing, but some of them I won't. So Chicago for Life, I got this idea about people that live in different cities, and this is going to give your users some stuff to register. So you live in Chicago, you move to LA. You're a Chicago fan. What I'm doing there is I'm putting up a site with all the Chicago sports teams where you can get all your stuff, and it's going to say also Chicago for Life. So we'll sell our own brands. It's for people that are happy that they're from Chicago. It works for people that are proud. Maybe they came from I won't say the Ukraine now, but wherever they came from, Poland, wherever, happy to be Polish for life. Whatever. I mean, there's a good brand there. So it's very hard to understand what somebody's doing unless you understand the thought process. So something like that, like if I had Toronto for Life or Canadian for Life, which I'll have to register before this airs, I would definitely go for it. So custom infographic and custom whiteboard videos, those are businesses I'm running under WebCorp, so I needed those domains for that. The divorces domain names, I think I got them for $100 to $150, and like Drew said, they're easily worth $5K to a guy who's in Montana that all he does is divorces. I now have about 15 to 20 of these maybe. With states and divorces. The WP4 plugin, the Monescos Cabezones is like bobbleheads in Spanish. Oh. It's similar. It's not the exact pronunciation. It's different, but WP4, it's a variation. WP4 plugins and themes, that is to do a club where people are buying and selling and uploading themes that they want to sell. Those were fresh registrations. They were like $10 or whatever it is. So nothing here, this whole list, I'm going to guess it's probably under $500 for all of them. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal as far as I'm concerned based on what I'm trying to do. And I know I can get at least that out of one of them, as Shane mentioned. So, I mean, that's just the thought process. I mean, For me, it's always about businesses. And when I look to buy a domain name, even now, as we all learn, it's mostly about would a business benefit from owning this domain name? And if I can say yes to it, I mean, and there's businesses I think could benefit from all of these, except maybe Chicago for Life. That may be hard to sell, but I mean, a lot of these a business would benefit from. So I think they're good purchases for me. I think the guys got most of what I was trying to do with all the domains, whether they're in the best, the worst, or recent. So, I mean, I'm happy with the review they did, and I thank everybody for what they've done and said.
You're very kind, Adam. Thanks for letting us review these. Quick question about the divorces. I'm sure audience sees domain names like these come up on dnforum.com or such, and they might be hesitant to buy a domain name like these, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming divorces.com, because the previous owner maybe tried to sell them and didn't have any luck, and that's why they're trying to sell them for $100 or $500 or whatever it is. What did you see in these that made you want to buy them?
So here's the thing. There is quite a few businesses, and I know this from Reputation Repair, where it appears to need a lawyer, but really all you need to do is charge them $2-3 grand, fill out the paperwork, and send it in yourself. And those are uncontested divorces, which I also own. So I tend to do a lot with domains, things like that, where I can do it all myself. You just need like a paralegal or somebody, somebody can fill out a form, get all the information, they both sign it, and you send it in, and it's done. You've made money, and really you're just doing paperwork. So that's what I saw in these divorce names. I just think that they're good businesses, and I think even if I'm not going to do that, for lead generation, these are great. And attorneys have problems with paying out fees and things like that but there's other ways you can do things. But I think for lead generation, for building a business, for owning a divorce company, or for custom, for anything. They're good domain names.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Adam, for opening up your domain portfolio and letting us take a look. Even the ones that you didn't open up and let us see. Thank you for letting us take a look. All right, we're going to move on to the marketplace list. This section is sponsored by NameJet. We're reviewing 16 domain names heading to auction soon. Gentlemen, any of the domains on the list, are you the owner? Have you listed them for sale?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to pull it up.
All right, while Drew's looking, if you like one of the names below, click through soon, because once they go to auction, you lose your chance to put in a minimum bid and be a part of the auction, or even just watch the results. A couple of users, 1 or 2 users, emailed me and said there were a couple of domains off the last show that they couldn't put bids in. Sometimes domain names actually get renewed past the expiration date at certain registrars. So I apologize for those. The links below are not commissionable. They're just click-through links and trackable links so that NameJet can see what people are clicking through from DomainSherpa.com. The list starts with 6474.com and it ends with Zabo. I think anybody that's marketing that would say it's a pronounceable 4-letter domain name. Shane, we're going to start with you this round.
I do own.
Yep.
80, we own 80-80.com.
80-80.com, Media Option owns. Okay, so I'm going to ask you.
Actually, the auction ended today on that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was the second highest bidder.
Huh. That's weird. Why did I put that on the list? That's right.
Yeah, are these going to be still up by the 23rd?
I hope so, yeah. All right, Shane, let's go to you.
Okay.
80-80.com is off the list, so let's not talk about that. What do you like on this NameJet list and why?
Well, the easiest one, I'm a numbers guy, so 6474, you can start at $8,000 now for a 4number.com. It's never seems to stop climbing. So even with the 4s, throw out, it doesn't matter anymore. Even the 4s are still up there. So that's easy money right there. It can go 8, may even hit 10 nowadays. Who knows? You never know. Chicago Divorce will be taken by Adam, evidently, so we don't even have to worry about that one. Zabo is a great one. I've known a whole family of Zabos. There's a name behind it, and when there's a name, that means there's a business and there's lots of entities. That's what I tell everybody. If it's a last name, it's a great name, because there are people. Everybody loves to name their stuff like Adam's Tool. So that follows through in everything you do, and so those are a good name. Plus, it's a CVCV, which is always nice. Paddleball, that's a brand. I mean, you could sell paddleballs. You could sell the game that you play on the beach with your kids. That's a big one, but it's also a pretty fun name. Could be an app or something along those lines. The 3-letter ones are a gimme. You don't have to talk too much about it. Drugland, I'll say I don't like. I think it's people sell drugs, but I think it's a bad connotation. Medicines are more, when you're going online to buy drugs, I think the word is becoming negative, but obviously I understand there's money in medicine. But Drugland sounds like a place where you're going to go and use Bitcoin to buy little bags.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Club Havana, I think is fantastic.
Club Havana.
I think Cuba's it's not an untapped market, because obviously everybody's climbing aboard, but my family has been sailing to Cuba for decades. It's always been a lovely spot. Of course, it's depressed, but as soon as a little cash starts coming into it, Club Havana could be a nice name. And the other ones are fine. I'm not a big fan with the .me. I don't like to continue the action using the TLD, so I don't like that one as much. And Colleen's a great one. Another first name. First names have, there's people that specialize in this, so there's a couple of people who could tell you exactly what a name goes for based on how many people have that name and been named that. So there's some experts, but I would think Colleen's a $10,000 plus name just because it's such a popular name still. It's not Caitlin, but
and
it's
these
still
prices that you're mentioning, these are liquid values that might sell on NameJet or GoDaddy or other sites.
I would not be surprised to see Colleen. It's again, like I said, it's not Caitlin and Kier, all these newer names, but it's still a popular name that that people like to own because they're not going anywhere.
All right, Adam, let's go over to you. What do you like on the NameJet list and why?
So, I mean, the guys have pretty much talked about it. I mean, I do obviously like 6474 is okay, but I mean, people are paying more attention to number domains, so that's going to go up. Chicago Divorce, obviously I like that one. I think it's a good name.
What are you going to pay for that? What are you going to go up to, you think?
I'm probably not going to. I may just backward and not look for it. I don't know.
Which is better, the city name like Chicago or the state name like Montana?
It really depends. A lot of times, well, a city like Chicago is obviously better to me than Illinois. I mean, it's a big city, so
Chicago for life.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I'm gonna have to take it. Unless you get divorced, then your life ends quick. So, so I like that one. Club Havana, I do like it. I like Diet Diary.
Hey, Adam, do you like ClubHavana.com better or Havana.club better?
Club Havana.
Club Havana.
.com.
Okay.
.com.
All right.
Diet Diary, I kind of like as a brandable. Game Addiction, it's a big thing. I mean, I don't think I do it though as an addiction cure site though. I think I do it as a game site and let them play it. I think it's a great name for a game site. Online gaming is huge. Yeah. The GVY, obviously, like Shane and Drew said, it's good. Paddleball's good too, but it's not a business I'd want to get in. That'd be a name that I'd probably hold and get rid of. And I don't really care about Zabo. I've got enough 4 letters. It's pronounceable, so it's good. But other than that, I don't think it's worth $18K. But it may be to a company named Zabo.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Drew, what are your top 3 favorites on NameJet's list?
Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much covered it. But I really like Colleen, like everybody said. I really like Club Havana. But that one just sold for $1,800 on NameJet. I bid it up to just under that. I think I was the second highest bidder. Great brand for many different applications. I mean, Havana Club is one of the biggest rum companies in the world. It's also a big cigar brand. I like Zabo.com a lot. You know, it's generally I don't love Z just because in many languages it's very sounds similar and it's confusing with S. But in this case it's Zabo. It's pretty clear. I like it a lot. I like that name. It's a very nice pronounceable 4-letter. Those would be my top 3.
Hey, nobody mentioned lethargy.com. I'm feeling very lethargic now. Esterbot gave it a $195,000 price tag.
That's because Esterbot was being lethargic in doing its research.
You guys don't like lethargy.com?
No, it makes me tired.
Yeah, it makes me tired. That's exactly right.
Don't you think there's like a whole bunch of people out there like, oh, lethargy, and then they like pull up an energy drink like Shane. They're like, I feel great now.
Lazy people won't know how to spell it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible domain. I mean, if you want to, it could be, it is a condition, and there's medical treatment for it, and, it's not a terrible domain.
All right. There's the list from NameJet. Get over there, sign up for an account. You can put in a $69 bid on any domain name that's going to auction soon. As long as there's one bid, at least you won't be charged that domain name if you just want to watch it. Although, who's made the mistake of putting in a $69 bid and you ended up being like the first person and only person to win it? Has anybody else done that?
That's not a mistake. I'm happy with that. Yeah. I think NameJet's making money just by sponsoring the show because we're doing this list. I just went in backward like 4 of these, and I've gotten a few this week. So I think they're making their sponsor money back just off us.
Yeah. All right, Sherpas. Here's the final round because these lists by the Sherpas, which I'm loving doing, it's a little bit longer. So we're just going to go to a couple of reader questions. First one is from Christopher Lumley. He asked this question, quote, there's no question that .com domains will continue to be the most valuable, but will one-word category killer domain names in the new GTLDs start to become fluid, much like NNN.com and LLL.com domains, since it's been proven that the new GTLDs provide the same SEO benefits as the .com? Who wants to take it? Will the... yeah, Drew.
No.
No. Shane, one word.
No.
No. Adam.
Not at all.
No.
No. it could be great.
It's a good point, okay? If that's true, and I think it's still too early for people to really give definitive responses about the SEO implications. But, look, if it is apples to apples with .com from an SEO standpoint, which in my mind is absolute bullshit because, one of the big factors it's taken into account, that Google takes into account is domain age. Google likes old domains. These things are by definition of new TLDs, not old. So I would find it very hard to believe that you could put apples to apples, a .com with a .club or a .xyz or a anything. I just think it's foolish to say that it's apples to apples from an SEO standpoint. Not to say that you can't have success, but it's not equivalent. It's just, this is my opinion.
Yep.
It's not formulated on any data, but I would find it very difficult to believe. Secondly, beyond SEO, .com has so much value because of the brandability. Because when you just say to somebody, yeah, I'm, bike rentals, they go to bikerentals.com. They don't go to bikerentals.club or .xyz. You might show up in search engines, but you're not getting any traffic from word of mouth. You're not getting any, you're losing traffic whenever you do billboard or television or radio advertising. You're going to bleed to the .com. So it's, all of that needs to be taken into account.
All right. Next question. Ibrahim Khalil asked, I own a 3-character domain name that I feel can be sold to any magazine or newspaper as a shortener, a URL shortener, but I'm afraid that it might be trademark infringement, and I'm not sure how much to ask. Adam, you want to know what the domain is?
Yeah, otherwise I can't tell you.
DLY.co. So I think the DLY stands for daily.co. So is it trademark infringement, and should he be afraid to sell it, actively sell it to a daily magazine or newspaper, and how much should he ask?
Okay, so I'm first here. I think the domain stinks. I'm surprised he even brought it up and thinks it's resellable, and he needs to watch many more DomainSherpa shows because to me that's not a name that he can sell easily to many different magazines as he thinks he can. So, no.
So it's just not a good brandable shortener. And if he did pick one that was close to the name of a company, that might actually be
I just think it's horrible. I could replace that 5-character domain name with a 4-character one and call it crap.
Yeah. All right.
Not good.
Any other thoughts, Drew and Shane?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the difference between a seasoned domainer and a new domainer is knowing what's real value and what's not. I mean, we all can attest. The emails come through of, I can do this with a name, and explaining how. If they have to explain to us what the value is and what it could be sold for, it doesn't have value. It doesn't need a good name. Doesn't need explanation.
Here's a plug. Put that name on what's his name? Page's $10 list and blow it out.
Well, but if I go back to Adam's third list, the ones that he recently purchased, I needed to go search for curved phablet because I didn't know what that was. Chicago for Life, I didn't know what he had in mind. These did require some sort of explanation for me to say,
yeah,
I
but
can see
it was
what
a
he's doing
$10
there.
domain.
Say it again?
It was a $10 domain. So, I mean, he had to explain it, and that's why he paid what he did for it. That doesn't mean it's not going to become more valuable, but he had to explain it now, so it's worth $10. If he doesn't have to explain it later, that's when he's going to sell it for more.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. We hope that was helpful. 30 seconds apiece to promote anything you want. Let's start with you, Adam.
Oh, man, I was hoping you were. I don't know what to promote. Listen, I don't know what to promote. I'm going to give my time to Shane.
Oh, you're
actually,
deferring
hold
to
on. I'll promote Shane's list because we talked about it beforehand. I've gotten a few good domains this week by paying attention to Shane's blog. So for those of you that haven't checked it out, check it out. I'll let him give you the name, but it's done me well. I picked up a few good ones, and I'm following a couple ones that he put on there as well that I won't tell you yet because I'm a little illiterate, I think, or whatever it is. Illiteracy.
I will second that. I read Shane's blog before I invited Shane on here. He does have an eye for domains. I always like his little, commentary on life as well beforehand. So yeah, we'll let Shane promote which domain he's at when we get to him. Drew, anything you want to promote? Oh, and I should say also, Adam, 1 second, Drew. Webcorp.ca is where you're building out your domain names, and if people want to learn more.
And if people want to get involved, definitely visit there. There's no cost to you, no charge. We're just looking for good people. All you got to have is drive. What have I got here? Drive, a good work ethic, and the time to put it in. And I don't mind spending the money on marketing the product. So get in there. And the other thing is, I noticed that Shane's toned it down a little bit. He still is funny, but he's not as I don't know, edgy.
On his list?
No, on the show in live.
Oh, on the show. Well, it could be that he's not wearing his visor. He might have more attitude with the visor on.
Can't cover up after for long term. It's hard for him to cover up that he's actually a decent guy.
Yeah, maybe because he's in that room at the nursery, his employees can hear him, so he's got to like tame it, bring it down a notch. Hey, Drew, anything you want to promote? Talk about? Mention, what did you sell 50.com for? Congratulations, by the way.
Can't tell you.
Drew,
You can never tell us anything.
you big
At least
tease.
there's non-disclosures.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank you. Money just actually arrived today.
That's always a good day.
So done deal.
You can go out for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. We are now brokering prize.com. We are now going to be featuring, we're now going to be doing regular. So basically every single week going forward, we will be auctioning off both our own names as well as some client names on NameJet. And we are featuring that list of domains that we're selling through NameJet on our homepage now, or will be when this show airs, as Scott is building us a new banner.
All right, so MediaOptions.com. Now, are you going to cut in your fellow Sherpas and give them a first chance to make an offer on it before it goes to auction?
No, man. You got to bid like everybody else.
What?
Yeah. Bid
right.
away.
All right.
Bid
Price.com.
away.
What's the asking price on Price.com?
What's that?
Oh, let me start with Shane and Adam first. Adam, what do you think the asking price on Price.com is?
Oh, I saw it on the list today. I thought.
Oh, did you? Okay, then don't answer.
200,000 that price, so I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna do like your buddy does, that quarterback coach for the Seahawks, and pass.
Stop it! It's still too soon. Shane, all right, what's the asking price, Shane?
Oh, I didn't look it up. I think it was like $500,000. I could look at it. It was.
Is he right, Drew?
I don't know what Tess listed it out with Elliot, but I think the asking price is $450. And there's two asking prices. One is
$499.
Yeah,
It's
one's with
$499.
the business. One's with the business, and one is just for the domain.
Gotcha.
If you just want the domain, there's some room there.
All right. All right, thanks, Drew. Shane, anything you want to promote?
Well, thank you all for the kind words on Domain Chain. I have fun with
the
it.
domain.
Yeah,
DomainSherpa.com.
And we've also been having some fun on Twitter. I have @DomainChain, and I've been spending more time with it. I realize I have time to type just a little bit out and retweet and have some fun. I do follow Adam, but he just suckers me. He puts I don't know what he's talking about. He'll say
totally does that.
Awesome FB dot something. I have no clue. It's total clickbait. So
Come on, but they are funny. They are funny when you get there.
Yeah. Is that you actually posting those, Adam?
It is actually me.
They're totally clickbait. I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna rate them all.
It's never like a trap.
No.
It's a crapshoot. I mean, I'm sure they're all funny, but I don't have any kind of lead in. I don't know if it's a story on Chinese food or.
All right, I'll try to be more specific from now on.
No, your clicks will go down if you're more specific.
I figured that. But yeah, @DomainChain, I'd love to have more followers and more people to read. If you want me to follow you and you think you got something interesting to say, shoot me a line, or you guys pass me on. But anyway, I've been enjoying that quite a bit, and of course the blog takes a lot of time, and that's about it.
All
You
right.
only have time till the summer comes around, and then you're gonna have
Exactly. Then we're not even gonna see him. It'll just be the visor and Shane's.
It'll be bright red.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to give a quick plug for DNTaxGuide.com. If you're new or experienced in the domain name industry, you're a new investor, you want to know what a certified, accountant, public accountant thinks, and an IRS phone agent think about how you should be paying your taxes, those are the guys that helped us write DNTaxGuide.com. It's published by DomainSherpa, so you can expect the same quality that you get on DomainSherpa.com. It's at DN. Did I mention it was at DNTaxGuide.com? 15% coupon off of any of the options there. Use coupon code SHERPA. In the next Domain Sherpa review, we're going to continue our eat our own dog food. We're going to review Shane Cultra's domain name portfolio. The good, the bad, the recent. Oh, payback's a bitch, huh, Shane? Don't you wish you went first now?
I hope you like flowers.
If you receive benefit from today's show, please post a comment below and thank today's Sherpas. I'm going to be the first to do so. Thanks to Adam Dicker for opening up his portfolio and allowing us to comment and joke and have a good time with you, Adam, on that. Thank you so much for that. Thanks to NameJet for submitting their portfolio and sponsoring the Domain Sherpa review. And thanks to all three of our Domain Sherpas for sharing their experience and insights in investing in the domain name industry. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you all next time.